Today on Commonly Good MTG, we're playing mono red dragons. Why is that? Well, because it's just red cards. Red, and dragons. Dragon tribal. Oh, I love tribal. And dragon is a incredibly super cool way to do it. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome from Commonly Good MTG. I'm your host, somebody who firmly believes in you, despite what your mama says, Dr. You Can't Suck It. Yes, thank you. Film for a live studio audience. Thank you so much. You Can't Suck It. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by T-Stokes, called Mono Red Dragons. I can say I'm a long-time Magic card player, and Mono Red Dragons, that used to be one of those dirty pleasures you'd be playing back in like the 20th century when we playing this stuff. I mean, how many dragons were out back then? 2, 3 of them maybe? But you played them, man, because they were dragons. So I always love seeing a good dragon deck. I think that T-Stokes said in the comments, Takir's coming out here really quick, and you can see that Foundations is trying to seed the dragon thing. Kind of like Kaldheim and Angels. Yeah, dragons are going to be huge in the near future, so you should just get used to this crap. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk about how it should work, and then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got? Let's start at the end. We got Big-Ass Dragon. Does he do anything special? He just does a lot of damage to stuff when he attacks. There you go. Big-Ass Dragon, and you can pull evidence when he deals common damage to a player to do X damage to each creature and planeswalker a player controls. So this guy's a board wipe, kind of. And it doesn't do anything to your guys, just your opponent's guys. That is cool. Terror of the Peaks. Every time another creature enters the battlefield, under your creatures in the battlefield, then Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So yeah, we could be doing 7 points of damage, or 6 points of damage, or 3 points of damage, but Terror of the Peaks uses them all. The Terror Chicken is a 5/5, so big-ass dragon. And the deal is that when a winner attacks, exile tile X, which X is the number of creature controlled power up or greater. And then if you don't use them, then at the end of your next end step, then Dragonhawk deals 2 damage to each opponent for each of the cards that were still exiled. So he does a lot of extra damage after the fact. Bonehoard Dragon. He's a big-ass dragon. Notice there's a theme there. Big-ass dragon, right? And then during your upkeep, you may play them this turn. If you exile the land, you get a 3/1 red dragon token. If you exile non-land, you create a treasure token. So he likes to share the wealth. Decadent Dragon. Big-ass dragon. I'm not sure if we can even use the instant in this situation, because I don't know if the dragon applies towards the instant part here. Maybe. But anyways, flying and trample. When he attacks, you create a treasure token. Cool. This guy is not a dragon, but when he attacks, you can take a look at the top 6 cards of your library, reveal a dragon card from amongst those, and put it into your hand. So he helps find dragons for you, and he's hasty. The Carnelian Orb of Dragonkind is a red mana source, and if you use it to pay for a dragon, that dragon gets haste until the end of the turn. Because one thing we really need with big-ass dragons is hasty big-ass dragons. Creature and planeswalker kill. Anything. You do damage, and you can show dragons to add an additional 2 points of damage. No, additional 1 point of damage for each dragon shown. And then if you crack open this egg, you get a 4/4 big-ass dragon out of the deal, and whenever a dragon attacks, it deals 2 damage to any target. And if you attack with 3 dragons, that means you're doing 6 additional damage with just the dragons. And I don't know why everybody loves this card. Yeah, I've seen it a lot lately. you know, but the weird mana delta between 1 and 5 to either do 2 or 4 points of damage, I think that's nutty. But still, it's in here, so you can do damage to anybody. So you got damage to anybody, lots of damage to anybody, but this one's all about creatures and planeswalkers. All right, so that's the deck. What are we going to do? We're going to control the board a little bit with our early game. Hopefully, get out some dragon orbs or some cool gangs here to help us ramp into dragon time, because that's where the deck really starts to shine. Over here in the manland category, we got Eggman land, and we got something that can help out, in this case, dragons, so they can't be countered in the future. All right, so that's the deck. Hopefully you like it. Before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sholdred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush your enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, we are playing against PizzCannon. PizzCannon. Keep. Let's turn off the mole. He's more than my little brain can handle. I'll choose that target, that's fine. Dragonsaurus Rex. What's this guy? I don't care. Yeah, we're going for the face. All right, what do we got? We got 5. This one is, what's 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a 3 right there. He's gonna try to poison me. I chose an option. It was to kill that guy. Throw this out. Now we're prepared for 5 mana and some hasty actions. I don't even know what this guy does. He's creating an elk. All right, let's just kill him off. Here we got a little baby elk. We got a little baby dragon to pop open there. 4, 5, 6. Ooh, Terror of the Peaks is so good. All right, number 1, step aside right over there. Number 2, come on in. And welcome to the battlefield. What are we talking there? 4? That is a frick ton lot. 2 more, huh? Cool, have a good time. We'll have to start killing Skrull there. I know he's the guy that protects it all, but he was unable to. He was blowing smoke rings. He was out behind the bleachers at high school. If I was him, I'd give up now. I mean, I got a lot of muscle flying in the sky right now. Unless he can wipe the board, he's in a bad situation. What do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could definitely go full on to any target and 3 damage up to 2 additional targets. So I could do like 10 points of damage to him next turn with just Dark Heth alone. Ooh, do we get roped? We just roping now? So I find it's best not to complain. These guys are hoping to show how angry people are towards their roping ability there. And if you just sit there and just ignore them with your emotionless robot face, they don't get any joy from it whatsoever. And here we come. Let's do something awesome. Let's go beat him down. That was a whole lot of not dragons. We didn't even get a chance to fly over there. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Jorces. Jorces. Something like that. Alright, so we got the ability to do 2 points of damage to kind of, what am I trying to say? Ramp up towards dragonness. Go from 3 to 4, which will put us into Decadent Dragon at least. Probably get us to Dragonhawk, somewhere between here and there. Dragonhawk! And another one of those guys, the Decadents. Alright, I'll just shoot that guy. Shoot! Don't even try touching my guys. Discard loving mother trucker. Look at this crap. Alright, we're gonna drag it up. Problem is this guy's probably got plenty of black destruction. We just gotta burn through it. Thing is, 3 creatures is not enough to burn through. Get him! Come on, I pushed the attack button like 4 billion times. There's one. I get a treasure token. Look at them all blinged out like a dragon Mr. T. Yeah, are you really out of creature kill at this point? Apparently so. Maybe you're saving it for something good. Maybe he wants me to put out more dragons. All right, I'll do it. It's fine. Ooh, it's land, everybody. Well, Lady Hawk here is not coming out, so that's just going to be nothing but punch to the face. Is it 5 points of damage he gets for that? 2 for each card or something like that. Oh, we just win. Victory! I should read the cards. Alright, playing against theGrudge. That was my impersonation of theGrudge. I'm available for birthdays and bar mitzvahs. right, come on. Third mana. Dragonosaurus Rex, but I need another mana. To get this party started. We gotta nip that thing in the bud. I got very little bud nipping. There we go. Let's go for it. Give me some decent dragons there. Maybe something in the cheaper variety. Nothing. I am shocked. There is a ton of dragons in here. Yeah, we just went for 6 cards with absolutely no cards. Dragons in it. I guess that's good. That means that we're primed for more dragons at this point. Get him! All right, we're just going to beat him down with, what's this guy's name? Cool in the gang. That's the guy we got to take out. Suck it, Delny. Tear the Peaks, perfect. The question is, do I need to get greedy and go for another Carnelian Orb? That'll get me into the range to put out guys for 5, which would be super duper. I'm thinking about just going full dragon. I want 5 though. I'm getting greedy. That's all there's to it. Because he wants to go wide is what he wants to do. He's got a lot there. He could go on a super run with all that mana and whatever's on the top of his library. I'm thinking with Terrors of the Peak, I think we can do pretty good. No, we'll block. I don't like the fact he's reading my terror. You gonna super pump me? Is that bad? You gonna wipe the board? Yeah, he is. All right, whatever, man. We'll have to do this the hard way. Whenever you collect evidence 6, we do this each planeswalker. Do I have 6 in? Ah, we got plenty of 6. Sure, let's just kill him. Oh, what do I got to do? 2? That'll do it. Burn! Hasty Dragons is not great. You're not going to take me out with the rabbits now. Yeah, that's it. Boom, boom! Goes the room. All right, we're playing against NinaSevvy. Ooh, 0 dragons at all. That's nuts. I will burn anything he puts out, so that makes me feel better. I muted that thing, right? Org of Dragonkind. Nothing to do here. You won't put any creatures out for me to fry. He's going to want to, because that's all about creatures coming out. In your life there, Sergio. Alright, I can still kill something that has a butt of 2. That thing is well within my range. Terror of the Peaks could be great. Should I bait him? No, I'm going to go for it. No, not you. Right there. Dragon like that. There we go. Nice hasty dragon at that. Bonehoard on the next turn. Unfortunately, he's only got 2 mana. That's great. Still, 2 mana does a lot with black and white. Yeah, there he goes. Destroy Dark Creature. I was hoping we could keep it out. Now, the unfortunate part is if he kills this thing, I got nothing else going on for me. All right, that's cool. And, oh, that was so good. That was good. All right, playing against SamTinky. Four mana, I can dig it. This deck is hungry for mana. There's so many times where like nothing happens because of the lack of mana. Two. Nope, he doesn't have any creatures out, so that's not happening. All right, Thunder Chicken. You giving up your Mystic? I'd do it if I were you. Nope, he wants it. What does it do? He wants to put out a bunch of fairies. All right, so we'll have 4 next turn. You can try to counter some stuff. So I can kill both of those guys by just putting out the Invasions of Tarkir. That's why I really need those. This guy, big time. All right, let's just go in straight. See, he wants to counter things. The question is, does he want to counter a mana source? He's counting my mana. 2 treasure tokens, huh? Want to counter something else? I'd like you to because I need to keep my dragons open. kill off the fairy baby maker. All right, so the deal is if I put out the cheap dragon right now, I'll have 2 mana left available to handle a counterspell potentially. Ooh. Tear of the Peak's so good if you can keep it out. This guy is not, he could bounce it back potentially. That's about the best we could see. Let's see what he has here. Give him the ability to counter something. Nope. Ooh, he's a legitimate business person. I love legitimate business person. That was like the funniest card. All right, Terror of the Peaks. Let's go for his throat. Another Terror of the Peaks would be fantastic. And we win. Victory! I open against Eructate. 23, here's a Carnelian Death Orb. All right, we can burst lightning something. Two. I can't do anything about that guy. Three. All right, we can have a hasty dragon on the next turn, no problem. We're slow-boating it. Come on, this is our chance. This is where we start to shine. Let's just get to my turn. Let me play. All right, we'll dragon up. Put a Thunder Chicken. We'll go ahead and kill that guy, as one does. There you go. 4 points for Gryffindor. That's 3. It means he's got something else. All right. Land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, kitty cat, you are pissing me off. See, the question is, did he stall out? That's what I'm really looking forward to there. What are you dragging out there? Twice the number. He's just going for that, huh? All right, so I can go... Nice. There we go. 2 more. How come you know? Because it doesn't count lands or something? Oh no, Thunder Chicken's in the graveyard. That's why. We do any other target. Great, that's what I'm going to do. This guy's super cool. Let's just do that. Boom and boom. As in, boom and boom. Goes the room. Victory! All right, so here we are with mono red dragons, and it felt really cool playing with mono red dragons, but they have a lot of drawbacks. This was just like a 50% deck. You know, you could just you won enough that you could say, "Oh, look, I'm beating people with mono red dragons," which was super cool. But like half the time, you're just getting your butt beat. And why is that? Because number one, there's just nothing going on early on. You had to wait till 3 until you get to the Warmonger. And all that dude was going to do was just going to help you find other dragons that you couldn't afford. You know, and that was a problem. Mana, there's no mana ramp in here. And so it was like you needed to get to like 4 just to get to this dragon. You need 5 to get to these dragons. It was really hard to get the mana going on this thing. Luckily, these Carnelian Death Dragon Orbs are cool. Super cool, as a matter of fact. But, you know, you had to find them. Of course, we had 4 in there. And also this deck, the problem is you only could put out like 1 dragon at a time. You just didn't have the mana to do multiples, right? So, but you put it out. And then you just sit there, a slow-ass, unhasty, super jerk, just getting his butt killed by anything that people were packing. And so that's why you really needed the Carnelian Death Orbs there, because that gave your dudes haste, which actually allowed them to do something. And so that was what was fantastic. So dragons were incredibly cool, super cool, but the drawbacks were horrifying. All right, so let's get down to it. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? I can tell you it was let me pronounce this correctly, Carnelian Orb of Dragonkind. That was the MVP of this deck, in my opinion, because it ramped you into dragon mana, right? And it gave it haste. And hasty dragons are what you needed desperately in this deck. Because these guys are great, but they would just be killed. Like Terror of the Peaks, fantastic. That, of course, was my addition to it, because I think that, what did T-Stokes ask for? He wanted Twin Flame Tyrant. Problem is, how many of those do I have? 0. Are they mythic rares? Yes. How many mythic rares do I have? Absolutely none. So without having to go out and spend like $20 to pick up a mythic rare pack, yeah, that wasn't going to happen for me. So I found another 5 mana dude, and that was Terror of the Peaks. And Terror of the Peaks with other dragons is super cool. Problem is that nobody lets them live. They always get killed. So anyways, you needed haste, and the Carnelian Orb of Dragonkind is the thing that made this deck so much better in so many different ways. All right, so congratulations, Carnelian Death Orb. You are today's MVP. All right, let's get down to it. Was this deck competitive? No, it was a 50% deck. It was barely worth playing. As far as if it had been any worse, I wouldn't play it at all. It was, I'd say it's just a big suck deck. But at 50%, yeah, it was fun playing. It's not something you're going to rank with. So this is not a competitive deck. Let's put it that way. All right, number 2, was this deck fun? It was stressful as all hell. Early game, I mean, sure, you had some amount of removal. But for some reason, when you play this deck, you're playing against people that don't have a lot of early things. You weren't playing against rabbits or anything. I think I did maybe once, but most of the time, they were putting out nothing. I was playing against combo boys and stuff like that. It was just really sad for the most part. So the beginning of the deck was boring. It was super boring. And it wasn't until you got up to like 5 mana that you could start laying things out. Unfortunately, your opponent was up to, 5 mana land as well and was ready to deal with your dragons. And that is a problem. So, yeah, it was slow. So that was bad. But once you got to dragon time and you could start laying them out and they started interacting with each other, yeah, that was super cool. So sometimes this deck was just glorious and other times it was not. All right, lastly, was this deck interesting? Yeah, I mean, I like seeing a good mono red dragon deck. Number one, everybody who watches videos hates mono red dragons. So this deck will probably not be watched by anybody. I don't know why. I mean, it seems like Magic cards would be all about dragon decks and stuff. But yeah, people hate it. I think they're cool. So I like seeing dragon decks. I like playing with them. I like playing mono red, but not playing like, super aggro, hasty mono red. I love it personally, but it's nice playing something different. A lot of what is it? Big red control is super cool, but this is just big red dragon tribal. And yeah, it's glorious, but it just, it's a flip of the coin as to whether you're going to work it or not. And if anybody actually has an aggro deck or has some sort of control deck, yeah, you're just going to get screwed. You don't have the ability to deal with other people's stuff at all. It's pretty much just, yeah, you have the ability to nail some little dudes, and then it's just get your dragons out and be tougher than them. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Not really. Was this deck fun? 50% of the time. Was it interesting? Yeah, it was. All right, so I'm going to give this deck a B+. A B+. I'm sorry that the competitiveness really accounts for how good this deck is going to be rated, and it just wasn't there. So this is a B+ deck. I mean, it was interesting, which made it well worth playing. And if you're into dragons, then absolutely you should play this deck. It's cool. But it's just not something you're going to be playing with long court just because it doesn't win enough. That's the problem. All right, B+. If you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. But that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.